What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Veil Brewing Company, and they're out of Richmond, Virginia, and this is their whitemiata³. So they're calling this one a triple dry hopped IPA that comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is just under 6 weeks old. So, you know, I've talked to some folks in the comment section and also in person about distribution and how crazy it's been over the last 2 or 3 years. And if you would have asked me like 3 years ago if we would ever see the Veil Brewing Company here in the Buffalo, New York area, I'd be like, there's no way. Yet, here we are. Walked into my local bottle shop. They had a couple different offerings, so I picked this one up. And yeah, we're going to review it. Pretty damn cool. So, full disclosure, I've had the non-triple dry hop version of this at a bottle share back in 2018. And then I had the beer that this is based off of, which is their whiteferrari, which I have reviewed on the channel. I think I had that back about 3 years ago. I think it was 2020. Might have been 2019. It's definitely been at least 3 years. And that beer is a Citra and Galaxy double IPA. And this is the 6% single IPA version of that beer. But this one specifically is triple dry hop. So triple dry hopped with Citra and Galaxy. Sign me up. So just under 6 weeks old, pretty fresh. I'm happy with that. Yeah, let's get it into the glass, see what we got going on. That whiteferrari was delicious. This I had at a bottle share, the non-triple dry hop version of this one, and it was really good, but the whiteferrari was definitely better. Then again, whiteferrari is a couple percentages bigger. I think it's 8%, while this is 6. So anyway, yeah, that plays the role of, so many hazy IPAs and double IPAs and everything nowadays. It has that honey orange color, very murky and turbid, can't see through it, hold up to light, nothing getting through that. A little bit aggressive with the carbonation. I didn't pour it all that aggressive, but it has just over a 2-finger of a really creamy, like off-white, eggshell white looking head, but that looks like some kind of hazy, right? Looks appropriate. Let's get nose. It smells fucking dynamite. Holy shit, that smells good. Wow. It's crushed pineapple, mixing in with passion fruit, and then a lot of like juicy stone fruits, peach, apricot, mango. It's a little underlying like orange, mandarin orange, maybe tangerine, like a cutie. There's a touch of like that, and I love it in like, I typically get it 7% or lower when it comes to IPAs, but a lot of times I'll get a little bit of the malt character to let you know you're drinking a lower ABV hop forward beer. So I'll get like a little bit of like a crackery, bready type of malt note. That is here, but it's not that big, but it's noticeable. Maybe a touch of like a earthy kind of herbaceous green character from the hop as well. But yeah, now it's starting to meld into just like candied fruit, but like not overly sweet, but like candied and juicy, orange, tangerine, stone fruits. Some of that, the passion fruit I was getting, the pineapple, crushed pineapple. I'll just be honest with you. The nose is spectacular for something at 6%. Now, it is triple dry hop, but still 6%, it's crazy. The nose is amazing. Hopefully the taste is as good, if not better. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so I expected that, but here's the thing. It's still fucking delicious. Yeah. It drinks like a 6% beer, which I appreciate, because if I went into this thinking, hey, I want to pick up a 6% IPA that's not going to be crazy boozy, not going to hit me with the alcohol, but still have a lot of bombastic and boisterous hop notes in the aroma, in the taste, this would do it. So body's like lower side of medium. It is slightly watery. I'd say that's one of the downfalls to this beer right now, as we say. It's a little bit watery. The mouthfeel, though, it's really soft, smooth, and creamy. It's not like an upper echelon kind of mouthfeel, but it's damn good. Despite the aggressive nature of the head and whatnot, it's not overly carbonated. It's mildly carbonated, but it is really soft, smooth, and creamy. Yeah, nice mouthfeel, thin body. The flavor, though, it's everything in the nose, but like dialed back maybe like 20%, 25%. So it still has a pretty impactful flavor on the palate. From the palate, it's orange, it's tangerine, a little bit of like ruby red grapefruit. And it's like all the fruit. It's both the juicy parts of it, the actual juice of the citrus fruits, in conjunction with like that pithy, kind of rindy feel as well. As it passes through, I get a nice like peach, like a white peach. and that transitions into a crushed pineapple, a little bit of passion fruit, maybe even like a white grape. This is just Citra and Galaxy. There's no Nelson or anything that would produce that white grape, but I'm just getting that kind of like tannic white grape skim. Finishes with a pretty solid bitterness. I'd say this is approaching moderately bitter, so really nice for a 6% beer to have some kind of substantial bitterness to balance it out, because otherwise a lot of times these lean a little bit too sweet. It's just like you get a double IPA that's 8% and it has no bitterness. Sometimes by the end of the can, you're like, wow, now it's cloying, or it's a little bit too much of the sweetness from the malt, you know, in conjunction with the hops bringing those fruity, overly sweet kind of notes, and you're just like, yeah, too much. This is not an issue. This is really dry though. This is almost full on dry to my palate, which again is very welcomed. This is fucking good. Like, this has surpassed my expectations. Why? Just to be honest with you, look at that lacing too. You know, the Veil still gets pretty good hype. A lot of people like it, but I know there are some of my craft beer friends and some folks I just see online since they got distribution recently and went on to saying, you know, like a lot of their stuff isn't as, you know, great as maybe it once was, or maybe the hype in their own mind, it didn't live up to it or whatnot. I don't necessarily have any hype for the Veil. You know, they show up, I'm like, oh, it's cool. I've had probably like 10 to 15 beers from them in the past. I've enjoyed what I've had. They used to be hyped. They're still hyped to some degree, but for me personally, it's just like, oh man, I can't believe we get distro here. Like I said in the beginning, let me pick it up. And this has surpassed any expectation I've had for this by a fair margin, honestly. When I drink a 6% hazy, I want a couple things. I want it to be drinkable, but also flavorful. I'd love to have a 6% beer drink like a 7.5%, 8% double IPA when I have a regular one. And this has the flavors of something that is 8%, but it has the body of something much less and the drinkability of something around 6%. So I think they have done a fantastic job with this 6%. Can't even tell there's alcohol. You know, it's fucking really good. There's not much more to say about it. So whitemiata³ from the Veil, I have absolutely a 0, and I mean 0 issues giving this a, we'll go low 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.4. That's where this beer lands. This is just really good is the easiest way to explain this one. Really delicious. It's just tasty. And yeah, really surprised. Just because, again, it's hard for lower ABV beers like this to really wow me, and they've wowed me. Price point availability. It's going to be more when they hit distro. So if you're around Richmond, Virginia, you can get the Veil easily locally there. I'm sure maybe this is, you know, $16, $18 a 4-pack or something like that, maybe even cheaper. I paid $5 for that can. I think, you know, 4 packs of it were around $20. So I'm still okay with that. Like, it's a bit expensive. Like, a other half, 6%, triple dry hopped IPA would probably be like $18 a 4-pack. So an extra $2 for a 4-pack of something that I can't get here regularly. Yeah, I'll pay $5 a can. And I gave it a 4.4 out of 5, which means, yes, I would buy that again. And availability, I know the Veil does get shipping to some places, some states in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and even in the Midwest. I think there's like maybe like 8 to 10 different states they ship to from their site. But outside of that, I don't know where they get physical distribution to, other than definitely here in New York. I think a good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber, Jesse over at Bumpy Road Brews, he has seen the Veil stuff, I think maybe in like Massachusetts. So definitely they're starting to work their way up the East Coast a little bit into the Northeast. So if you've had this one before, you had the base, or maybe you had whiteferrari, if you had anything from the Veil, let me know. Let me know if there's something you would like me to review, if I can get my hands on it, if it shows up here, because this, again, 6% triple dry hopped IPA, and it is delicious. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers. Oh yeah, on the back of the palate, one thing I did forget when I was talking about the dryness, I'm getting more of like a floral, piney kind of resinous hop tone that I didn't get in the nose, which I think kind of vibes well with the fruit flavors in here. It really does. Didn't pick up on any of the malt in the taste though. That was only the nose, but I still appreciated the aroma of the malt. Anyway, till the next one. Cheers.